Hello, and welcome to my QTP video tutorial where I'll be showing you how to use for each loops. In this video, I'll be answering the following three questions. First, what is a for each loop? Second, what is a real-world example of how to use a for each loop? And third, how do I write the code to use it? As a reminder, to stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button. This moves us to our first topic, which asks the question, what is a for each loop? A for each loop is used when you would like for something to happen to all of the members of a group. This moves us to the second topic, which asks the question, what is a real-world example of how to use a for each loop? Let's say you're taking a trip to the grocery store to buy all of the cans of green beans that you can find. When you get there, you need to find the cans of green beans. Once there, reach your hand out, grab one of the cans, and then place it into the cart. Then continue to repeat those same steps until you have placed all of the cans into the cart. So if there were 3 cans there, you would do those steps 3 times. However, if there were 20 cans there, you would do those same steps 20 times. This moves us to our third topic, which asks the question, how do I write the code to use it? I'll now show you how to write the code in QTP for a for each loop, based on the example that was shown in the previous slide. For our video, we will be using an array as the container object for the members of our group that we'll be looping through. So to create an array, you first need to give it a name. So we'll use our array, and hit the space bar, equals sign, space bar, then type the word array, then an open parentheses, the number 1, comma, space, 2, comma, space, 3, and then a closing parentheses. We've now created our array, so now we're ready to create our for each loop that will loop through all of the elements within that array. So to do this, go ahead and hit the enter key to move down to line 2. Then type the word for and hit the space bar. You'll notice that once you hit the space bar, QTP recognized that we were looking to create a for loop. So it went ahead and stubbed out some additional code for us. As you can see on line 2, after the word for, it also put in iterator equals 1 to 1 step 1. It created an empty line at line 3, and then placed the word next on line 4. However, for our video, we do not need the additional code that was created on line 2, so I'll go ahead and highlight over that and hit the backspace key to delete it. We now need to type the word each, then hit the space bar, and then type the word element, hit the space bar, then type the word in, hit the space bar, and then now we need to use the name of the array that we had created on line 1, which is our array. Now what I've typed here in using element in our array is element is our reference name that we're using for each individual element as we move throughout the array. Now I have used the word element here, but you could use any name you wanted. You could even use green beans if you would like. You can use any name there that you want. The important phrase though is at the end of the line, and that is our array. So what we're telling QTP to do is for each element, or for every member of the group, which is our array, we want you to do something. So let's now move down to line 3. We would like to make a message box appear to give us some information about each element as it iterates through. So to do this, you need to type in the message box command, which is MSGBOX. For more information on message boxes and how to use those in your scripts, feel free to reference one of my other videos where I go into more information on those. So once you've typed that command, now you need to hit the space bar, type an open quotation, and then we'll just type iteration colon, space, closing quotation, space, ampersand, which is Shift 7 on your keyboard, space, and then the word element. Now, what we have typed in here with the message box command is for each iteration through the array, we would like a message box to appear with a string value of iteration colon space, and then what it's going to do is concatenate the value that it is finding for that specific element onto the end of the phrase iteration. This way we can see the value that is being retrieved from the array for each iteration through. So we'll go ahead and step through this line by line so I can show you how this works. As you can see, line 1 has created an array, and it has placed 3 elements into it. As we can see here at the bottom of the screen, the first array element, which has an index value of 0, has a value of 1. The second array element, which has an index value of 1, has a value of 2. And the third array element, which has an index value of 2, has a value of 3. And that corresponds to what we have created up here on line 1. So we'll go ahead and step through this. We're now in our first iteration. So we'll go ahead and display our message box, which says iteration 1, which again is simply displaying the value that is in the first member of our array. So I'll click through that, come around to the next iteration, which is iteration 2. As you can see, it has displayed the value of the second element within our group, which is the number 2. Now to our third iteration. As you can see, it again showed the value of iteration 3, which corresponds to the value of our third element within our array. This now concludes our video, where I've answered the following 3 questions. First, what is a for-each loop? Second, what is a real-world example of how to use a for-each loop? And third, how do I write the code to use it? As a reminder, to stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button. Thank you, and I hope that you have a great day.